Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel, and I took the day off yesterday, and boy, there's a lot to talk about today. I have missed out on a half a dozen things going on in Washington, D.C. There's just great news to hear. They're going to clean the place up. They got Judge Janine Pirro dropping bombs for the press corps, letting them know how the cow ate the cabbage. Trump has let the world know what a disgusting place Washington, D.C. is, and he's sick of the crime-ridden homeless problem in our capital, and he's bringing in the federal troops, which most of you probably heard this by now. This has been big news over the last 24 hours. It has been the main thing on the news cycle. Well, I've got a little bit of that, and I've got some other things going on, like Adam Schiff's in trouble, Nancy Pelosi's in trouble, Beto O'Rourke's in trouble. It's coming. It's happening, folks. It's just a matter of time. We're going to get indictments for so many people. It is going to be unreal. I could see it's coming. They're not just talking about indictments on these people. They're working towards it. Each and every politician that has wronged Trump, wronged America, wronged our American citizens, and have been caught, including a huge swath of the Democrat Party, they're in trouble. And there's some rhinos that are in trouble as well, but we'll get into that on another episode. But let's go ahead and jump straight into it. If you haven't heard, this is breaking news. Now, you know the House in Texas is out of quorum at the moment because of the fact the Democrats run off to another state. We all know this. And they still haven't enough of them come back in order to get things done. So what happens today? While we're still waiting on Democrats to show up or face the consequences, the Texas Senate, which is only 31 members deep, has officially passed the House maps. The maps, the ones that we're going to get in the House done as soon as the Democrats get back, or as soon as we get 100 people back in the Austin courthouse. When they get that done, there at the Capitol, it'll be a done deal because already the Senate, as of today, has just passed this on the front side. Usually it's the House passes the bill, then they pass it over to the Senate. Senate says, why should we wait? So the Democrats got up big mad and tried to storm out, but truth of the matter is we've got a super majority with the Senate over there, just like the Supreme Court, and the Democrats left, and it was too late. We passed it anyway. We passed it before they had a chance to burn off. That's what I'm talking about. Get it done in real time. Not that it would have made too much of a difference because we have, like I said, a super majority over there. Now, let me go ahead and play you a little bit of what happened today here in Texas. It says, Texas Senate has officially passed the new U.S. House maps as Democrats stormed out of the chamber. The Dems are big mad again. Now all it needs is a House approval, and Republicans will pick up the 5 House seats, and that will be great. I'm glad to hear it. Straight out of the Dallas News. All right, here we go.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I know that
That's that walk of shame, folks. Walk of shame.
coming forward today, everyone has different perspectives on it. I would like to.
We're halfway there, folks, with this Texas redistricting giving us 5 more House seats. And it's just getting started. Since this has been exposed, we found out that Massachusetts has been gerrymandered to death to where there's not a single Republican seat there. We found out that places like Illinois have got the worst-looking gerrymandered map you can imagine. Look like snakes running through the states. And that was done just to benefit the Democrats. So what are we going to do? And the red states like Florida are going to do, and Missouri and a few other big states that are red states are going to do? We're going to try to pick up seats because we have the opportunity. We have the numbers. It's a possibility that is in the woodworks for several states, but for sure Texas is in. Florida's going to get it done too. That's 7 right there. Now they're going to try to counter move it with California and a few other states, but in reality they've been gerrymandering us for about 25 years, so there's not much left to steal in the blue states, and that's just the facts. So this is going to hurt them no matter what. There's no way around it. They're just going to have to take it on the chin. I am so glad to hear the Democrats are losing. They are losing ground, losing faith, losing hope, losing their ability to steal money, losing their fundraising schemes, losing their ability to steal elections. They're going by the wayside. Maybe they'll lose their freedom, too, for the way they've acted, at least a good portion of them. The ones that we know are definitely criminals. Since House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer today dropped a huge political bombshell, a nuclear bomb, on Monday describing former President, that was actually yesterday, describing former President Bill Clinton as a prime suspect. Don't want to hear about it? Let's do it. Now, as you know, there is still Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Merrick Garland, James Comey, William Barr, Alberto Gonzales, Jeff Sessions, Robert Mueller, Loretta Lynch, and Eric Holder that are still going to be summoned or are going to be subpoenaed to answer questions before the Oversight Committee as well. But as we start getting into it right off the bat, James Comer's got a few words for us about what's fixing to happen.
I just want to ask you one question, Mr. Chairman. The American people want to know what happened on Epstein Island. I'm not going to drop this topic. You've subpoenaed Bill Clinton. He's going to fight you tooth and nail with the best lawyers in the country in some cases. Do you think Bill Clinton ever actually testifies? I think his date is, what, October 12th?
Yes. I think we have a very good chance at this. I've never lost a subpoena battle. I've been chairman of that committee for a year and a half. This is the most challenging subpoena I've ever issued. But what makes this subpoena different is that the Democrats voted with Republicans. This is a bipartisan, congressionally approved subpoena. And I think that will hold a lot of weight in court. And you're absolutely right. Yeah. He's going to have the best lawyers in America fighting us tooth and toenail on this. But the fact that this was voted on by Republicans and Democrats, because we're hearing from our constituents, everybody in America wants to know what went on at Epstein Island. And we've all heard reports that Bill Clinton was a frequent visitor there. So he's a prime suspect to be deposed by the House Oversight Committee. So hopefully we'll win that court battle with that subpoena and see President Clinton in October.
I hope so. I just want to...
That sounds promising. He is a prime suspect. We know he was part of the problem. Kevin Spacey even testified to that fact. He said he didn't understand who Jeffrey Epstein was, why he was on a plane with Bill Clinton and all them young girls. And that was years ago. Y'all ever heard that one? That was, I seen it on somebody else's channel, I guess. But, yeah, there's a lot of people now coming out of the woodwork saying, yeah, we knew Epstein was a bad guy. Yeah, we were kind of suspicious of him. Yeah, something wasn't right there. Now, if you don't know it, Caroline Leavitt is just as tough and mean as tough as she needs to be. Let me just put it like that. For being a White House press corps spokesman for Trump, having to deal with these clowns from the left-wing media asking her all kinds of stupid questions and trying to deny the truth and spin doctor every question to make it look like something it's not, trying to blame other people. You know what they do on the mainstream media outlets. Well, today, Caroline Leavitt responds with a bombshell declassification report about a whistleblower about Adam Schiff. Oh, Schiffless Schiff. Watch how this goes down, folks. I love it. I love it. Adam Schiff is going to jail. I believe that one. Now, some of you say, he'll never go to jail. He'll never go to jail. There's always that possibility. But I believe his political career is over, and hopefully he'll lose his freedom behind this at the least. I got to pray for that, folks. I don't think they're talking about all these indictments on these dozens and dozens of people just to talk about it. It's going to happen, folks. What they're doing is they're letting the world know. They're easing it out so everybody will not be shocked or surprised when you look up and there's 45 people indicted at the same day, same time, same week. See, a lot of these cases are connected, and they don't want to grab one without being able to grab the other, and they want to be able to corroborate information and use people against each other in order to get these cases a little more evidentiary. I'm sure there's going to be some whistleblowers when it comes to people fixing to catch charges, and that's probably the phase we're at right now. That's what I have to believe. J.D. Vance the other day said that it's not all going to come out at the same time, but there's a lot of stuff that nobody knows what's being investigated until it rears its ugly head and the indictments drop. He didn't say, I just ad-libbed it, but that's basically what he said in so many words.
Monica.
Thanks, Caroline. My question involves Russiagate. A whistleblower alleges that then Congressman Adam Schiff approved leaking classified information to smear President Trump's image during the Russiagate scandal. Does the president plan to investigate Adam Schiff, and what would accountability look like if more information confirms this report?
The president has already said he wants to see Adam Schiff held accountable for the countless lies he told the American people in relation to the Russiagate scandal. I brought Tulsi Gabbard out to this podium to talk to you about all of that, and this administration is taking accountability very seriously. As for this new FBI whistleblower report, I understand Kash Patel last night declassified a 302 FBI document showing that a whistleblower who is a Democrat, a career intelligence officer who worked for Democrats on the House Intel Committee for more than a decade, repeatedly warned the FBI in 2017 that then Rep. Adam Schiff had approved leaking classified information to smear then President Donald Trump over the Russiagate scandal. This is obviously a bombshell whistleblower report. Hopefully more people in this room will cover it as such. And I have a quote from the FBI director for all of you. He has said this: "For years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ, and Congress will have the chance to uncover how political power may have been weaponized and to restore accountability." That's what the administration is focused on, and hopefully we'll see some more media reports on this whistleblower allegation. If this were reversed, if this were allegations against the president or any of these cabinet officials, I'm sure everyone in this room would cover it as such. Elizabeth.
Yeah, you know, the media is not going to cover this properly. There's no way they can. Not even a possibility. They've been lying. Mainstream media's been lying out their teeth for 4 to 8, almost 8 years now. And now there's a lot of things they really can't talk about because they're being proven wrong each and every day. Let's get on to the next subject.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump's FBI has just declassified some massive information that...
Hold on. That's somebody else's podcast. That ain't what I'm doing. It says Texas AG Ken Paxton seeks arrest of Beto O'Rourke for defying court orders. It's time to lock him up. Now, Attorney General Ken Paxton, greatest Attorney General in the entire country, says, breaking, I am taking action to hold Robert Francis O'Rourke, otherwise known as Beto, in contempt for violation of court orders and scamming Texas. Beto is about to find out that running your mouth and ignoring the rules of law has consequences in Texas. It's time to lock him up. Now, Beto O'Rourke has been guilty of electioneering here in Waco, Texas as well. Channel 25 News covered that, and so did I. But it's official now. Beto O'Rourke said just earlier this week that we don't have to play by the rules. We're Democrats. I'm ad-libbing again, but that's basically what he said. He put it out there that it's okay to be a crooked individual because you're a Democrat. We know he's a scandalous sucker. They're all about the money. What it is, these people like George Soros are funding these people, and so they don't mind getting right up there, up against the fire with their conversation, with their threats, with the way they handle themselves, even illegally, because they don't worry. Daddy Soros is in their back pocket, and that's what makes them think that they're immune from prosecution. But guess what? Daddy Trump's back in town, and things fixing to change. And I see it's coming, folks. I believe we're fixing to catch numerous indictments fixing to start flowing pretty quick, folks. We got to get grand jury indictments coming out the woodworks, and they will. So many cases, so many situations, so many investigations. It's going to happen. The Dems are fake news morons. Prove me wrong. That's what I put earlier. Charlie Kirk puts out the new Democrat talking point has gone out. Violent crime in D.C. is down by 26%. A new 30-year low. That's the Mockingbird Media narrative of the day. There's just one problem with that talking point as we speak. There's an ongoing investigation by D.C.'s police union that it revealed that police all over, let's see here. That revealed that police all over the city are being pressured by command staff to downgrade violent felonies to ensure that they don't show up on the FBI or the MPD violent crimes database. One police commander was already suspended just last month. This is likely happening in Democrat cities across the country. If Democrats taking heed don't agree, they should go walk the streets of D.C. at night and prove me wrong. So what they're doing is they're fudging the numbers to look like it's not so bad there. D.C. police commander was suspended, accused of changing crime statistics. Police union says directive to change offensive classification comes from command staff. Huh. So they're saying it was brought down from the top. Stephen Miller says crime stats in big blue cities are fake. The real rates of crime, chaos, and dysfunction are orders of magnitude higher. Everyone who lives in those areas knows this. They program their entire lives around it. It's crazy, but it's true, folks. They're lying about the crime stats. Oh, nothing to see here. It's only a murder. Mostly peaceful murder. It's kind of like a mostly peaceful riot with lots of fire. Like a friendly assault, if there is such a thing. Well, Nancy Pelosi is really not too happy that she found out that Trump is bringing the National Guard to Washington, D.C., going to deploy the troops as of today and clean up the streets, do whatever it takes. Bring in several agencies to fix the problem because Mayor Bowser is not going to fix the problem. So Nancy Pelosi had a tweet out today that went pretty viral, about 6.5 million views. It says Donald Trump delayed deploying the National Guard on January 6th when our capital was under violent attack and lives were at stake, says Nancy. Now he has activated the D.C. Guard to distract from his incompetent mishandling of taxes, health care, education, and immigration, just to name a few. So that's that spin doctor of what's really going on. So guess what happens? Chief Stephen Sons, 30-year veteran of the police force there in Washington, D.C., says, "Ma'am, it's too long past time to be honest with the American people. On January 3rd, I requested National Guard assistance, but your Sergeant-at-Arms denied it under federal law, 2 U.S.C. Section 1970. I was prohibited from calling them in without specific approval that same day." Where are we at? Without specific approval on that same day, Carol Corbin at the Pentagon offered National Guard support, but I was forced to decline because I lacked the legal authority. He was trying to call for backup and couldn't get it. On January 6th, while he called her out. On January 6th, while the Capitol was under attack, and despite my repeated calls, your Sergeant-at-Arms again denied my urgent request for over 70 agonizing minutes. It was actually 81 minutes. Running it up the chain for your approval. When I needed assistance, it was denied. Yet when it suited you, you ordered fencing topped with concertina wire and surrounding the Capitol with thousands of armed National Guards. For optics, of course. Yeah, he put her in his place pretty quick there. Now, if you haven't seen this, do y'all remember when Nancy Pelosi just threw it out there like that? She just went on and... yeah, she did it. Let me jump to it right here. I think I got it on the next clip. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi actually admitted to the whole Capitol riot thing about the National Guard. If I had anything to do with it, oops. Yeah, let me scroll down here just a little bit. We're going to get to the... there we go. If it'll play. Scroll down a little more. Bear with me, folks. We're just kind of jimmying this together. All right, now I think most people have seen this, but let's not forget.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
You know why.
They thought that they had sufficient
No,
resources.
that is not a question of how they had, but they don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more. We did not have any accountability for what...
Did she just say she takes full responsibility for the Capitol, for the guards that were not there? Because she didn't let the National Guard show up? She didn't approve it? Somehow or another, she kind of, in that whole conversation in the back seat there, she kind of let the cat out of the bag in so many ways. Maybe she was trying to obfuscate the fact that it wasn't her fault somehow or another. Blame it on me if you have to, but it's really not my fault. Another bombshell report. Command Sergeant Major Michael Brooks, this was it, confirms D.C. National Guard were ready to deploy on the Capitol on January 6th, but were never called. We were there and we were ready. Trump asked for their deployment and Nancy Pelosi rejected the request. Y'all remember that? Remember that very specifically. If y'all want to watch that video clip here, you're welcome to. It's over on my channel. Just gives you the gist of it anyway. Yep, Nancy Pelosi was part of the problem, and now she thinks the problem is Trump's going to deploy the National Guard to clean up the streets. What does she love crime? I mean, what is wrong with these Democrats? Are they just that fucking bonkers? Excuse my language, but you got to be crazy if you want crime in the streets. Do they want Trump to fail so bad that they're willing to sacrifice people's sanity, safety, financial well-being, everything, because they hate Trump? No, I don't think it's because they hate Trump. I think it's because he's interrupted their scheme, and they hate that, and they just want it all to go away so their scheme can come back and they can get back to business as usual. That's where the hate comes from a lot of these people. These Democrats are filthy rich with their hatred, and they get paid to be haters. Just facts, folks. Holy mic drop. A reporter tried to say that a crime in D.C. is down, and Judge Jeanine Pirro was not having it for a second. She lit her ass up like a Roman candle. Check it out, folks. This is a good one. This went viral today as well.
Oh, stop it. We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Preston was hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of it. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight. Thank you.
Mic drop moment right there. That's right. Judge Jeanine Pirro ain't trying to hear it either. So we got Pelosi. We got Schiff. Maybe going to jail soon. And it looks like a whole bunch of criminals in Washington, D.C. are fixed to get rounded up. Maybe some illegals as well. I think while the National Guard's there, they may find out that there's some illegals living in Washington. I mean, they pumped them everywhere. Literally, the National Guard has arrived in Washington, D.C. They coming, folks. They coming in full force. I'm glad to see it. Trump wasn't kidding. He said he's going to clean up D.C. That's how you do it. You come in there and you cut out all the problems. Lock up all the problems. But you know, not only is there streets of D.C. crime-ridden, that Congress is crime-ridden too. That Senate is crime-ridden too. And depending on who's president, that executive branch is crime-ridden. Also, of course, the three-lettered agencies are the worst of the worst. That's the deep state. They're the real criminals, more than anybody else. But while Trump cleans up the outside of the White House, he needs to work on cleaning up the inside of government. And that's just what I believe, folks. I believe that is absolutely necessary. That's why all this firing's going on, why all these indictments are fixing to fly, why Trump's talking about big things and big changes, and what's going to happen when people realize, wow, Washington, D.C. was fixed. Trump fixed it in a couple of months, a couple of weeks, whatever it is. And now it doesn't even look like the same place. Other cities are going to want that. Citizens are going to demand that. Left-wing cities are going to look at that model and say, oh, God, Trump could fix our problems in a week or two if he just showed up and did it the way he did it in D.C. They don't want that, folks, but the American people do. This is going to be a huge dividing line that's going to kill the Democrats in the midterms. I do believe going to kill them in the midterms over stuff like beautification, taking care of beautification of the cities, taking care of the criminals, dealing with the problems, locking people up and actually keeping them in jail when they do wrong, and getting some of the fentanyl and illegals off the streets. Absolutely, that all those things will help. But I believe we're headed in the right direction, folks. We have got so many people that are on the hot seat right now. Even Ken Paxton's got Beto O'Rourke on the hot seat right now. I love it. I love it. Waiting to see which head rolls first, folks. We have not yet seen an indictment. Only indictments I've seen this week were 2 Michigan council members that went to jail for ballot harvesting. But that's another story. All right, folks. We're going to play a good old Dan Scavino on the way out here. Let me fix my screen a little bit. Pull me out the way. Alrighty, last video clip of the day, a little inspirational, and just letting you know, folks, whether you believe it or not, whether you know it or not, big things are coming. Big things are happening. Big changes are coming. And the day of reckoning is coming for these folks. I don't know about for all of them, but a lot of them, like Bill Clinton mentioned today, main suspect. Boy, that's a damning word. We're going to get it done, folks. Hopefully sooner than later. 2025, the year of exposure. 2026, the year of lock 'em up. I love it. I love it. It's coming. Alrighty, let's get into it.
The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more people tell you.
He's right, folks. Absolutely. That's as motivational as anything I've ever heard. And he's right. Don't let people tell you you're wrong when you know what's in your heart and you know you're doing the right thing. That's what I got for you today, folks. All them Dems have been lying, cheating, stealing, criminals, letting the illegals in, trying to destroy our country, trying to rip our country off, trying to take advantage of an 80-year-old decrepit in the White House. It's just a sad state of affairs, and we've got to fix it, folks. Otherwise, they will continue to be these people, continue to act like this, continue to treat us like this, continue to govern like this. And so, therefore, I am so thankful for the reckoning which is coming, the great change, the great upheaval, the great firing, the great incarceration, whatever you want to call it. It's coming, folks. I have no doubt in my mind, no matter how many naysayers there are on this channel, we're going to get some restitution. We're going to get some reckoning. We're going to get what we need. Reparations for the crimes committed. That's it. Like, subscribe, and share to Devoted Patriots. Everybody have a great day. See you.